Larry Holder, Herbie Teope here with you on Facebook Live as we're just wrapping up another Saturday practice here at the Saints facility. And it's certainly a hot one. It wasn't the marathon practice like it was maybe last weekend, but it seemed like players were leaving practice earlier than we anticipated, and none of it looks serious, and we don't have any real updates. But I think it's safe to assume at least some of these players, like Larry Warford or Sheldon Rankins, and some others, the heat got to them. I'm just going to assume that.
Yeah, that's probably a safe assumption, because even Coach Sean Payton said after practice that some of the stuff was cramping. A.J. Klein also left the field. P.J. Williams left the field. And then here's the key thing with A.J. Klein. When he was carted off the field, he was riding the front seat, not the back. That's usually a good sign when a player is riding in the front.
Yes, and you could see the play happen, and he came up, and it looked like somewhat cramped. I mean, they were the symptoms. But look, veteran day off for some guys, just like we had last week. We're starting to learn the rotation. Zach Street, Adrian Peterson, Manti Te'o, they scaled back on them again today. And for that, I think we don't need to see what those guys bring. And actually, Sean Payton had an interesting quote. Someone asked him about Adrian Peterson, and Peterson did speak to the media after practice. It's one of these famous things where Sean Payton says, I need to see it from veteran guys. And he says, look, I've seen it from Adrian Peterson. So I don't think there should be any worry this is a Champ Bailey situation or anything like that.
And I think it's fantastic. Cam Jordan also addressed us after practice, and he was mentioning Adrian Peterson, and he says, hey, he's not here. It's a check mark. So he's been impressed with what Peterson has done through training camp, OTAs, and mandatory minicamp. And I think like one big thing did happen today. Marshawn Lattimore was also out there on the practice field, not practicing, but he didn't have pads on, but it's pretty encouraging that he's finally out there and working with the trainers.
When you see a guy, you at least know it's not debilitating. And the fact that we saw Marshawn Lattimore out there, he was doing some side work, and I think they're going to take it easy. But you got to balance taking it easy, and you need to get a rookie back on the field because he needs to learn the defense.
He does need to learn the defense because now he's missed since Tuesday. He left Monday's practice, so he's missed a solid 4 days of practice. But getting him out there, you know, the opportunity to take mental reps is also huge. But the fact that he is working with a trainer is a good sign that he may be close to return.
Yeah, and one thing that's probably going to lead my practice observations, and we'll end on this, I think Alvin Kamara certainly looks the part. They had team red zone drills today. He showed his versatility. He took a handoff, bounced it around, scored a touchdown. The very next play, Herbie catches a pass, dives for the end zone, one arm, reaches out, touchdown. Alvin Kamara is going to be involved in this offense. Just a small thing. I think that will happen.
And don't forget the emphatic spike after he scored a touchdown.
You need that.
And to add one thing there on Kamara, one-on-ones locked up against Stephon Anthony. He's going to be a nightmare matchup for linebackers. Wasn't even close. Just easily blew by him. Caught the ball for a long touchdown. So you're right. He's going to be fantastic in this offense.
Absolutely. Don't forget, tomorrow night, if you want to go to practice, it will be at 7 o'clock at Tulane-Zielman Stadium. You don't need a ticket. You just show up, kind of like what they did a couple of years ago. Great venue. I would recommend you go out there. And, of course, we will be out there, and I'm sure we will be doing Facebook Live after. So for Larry Holder, for Herbie Teope, thanks for joining us. And check out all of our coverage of all things Saints at NOLA.com and in the print editions of the Times-Picayune.